Okay.
Astrid?
Hello. What did you guys just
Hi,
get back from?
Astrid. Hmm?
Say again. Oh, we went out to the Ochicos, the other
Oh,
hill for a couple nights, and we were able to see the comet.
Oh,
Nice.
you were. Oh, neat.
nice.
Oh, fantastic.
The stars out there are amazing. I mean,
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
pretty much dark. There's no city lights for, I don't know, 50 miles, 60 miles, and small towns at that. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Where did
Yeah.
you stay? In campground?
Yeah, National Forest.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't even full, which is nice. I mean, on weekend, I don't think you get that in the Cascades right now. Probably Mount Hood, it probably was, even with COVID, it was probably crazy up there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good 4-hour drive to get there. But yeah, it was
From
pretty
Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people that were in the campground were either from Bend or Prineville, which is a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
And what wildlife did you see? I know
Oh.
what you were hoping to see.
Well, we did not see any ponies. And we saw
Okay.
horses, but they were not.
Right.
They were not. But I think that we probably heard more than we actually saw. So the nighttime there was.
Except for the deer that walked right by our tent in the middle of the night. I was like, why is somebody walking at our campground right now? Because we hadn't seen any. So, but he just walked right between our fire pit and the tent. I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but we heard owls and we heard coyotes and we heard deer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
So other than that, just nighttime was just so probably in some ways equally as exciting as the day because of the comet, and then also we saw 3 moons on Jupiter, and so
Wow.
4, which was
Wow.
Really cool. I've looked for them before, but I don't know if it's dark enough here. But the first night we looked, it was kind of neat.
Did you have a telescope or some really good
Just-
binoculars,
just
or
binoculars, because you can
just binoculars, huh?
Yeah, you can see with
Wow.
binoculars. And if you have really good eyes, maybe naked eye, I don't think you can but with good binoculars, you can see them. The first night we could see 2 to the right of the moon, or Jupiter. And then the next night there were 4, and there was like 1 to the right and 3 to the left.
Mm.
So the 2 inner ones must have been like spinning faster. It was kind of cool.
yeah, it
So-
was,
That's
It was-
more than
yeah.
kind of cool, I think.
Friends that were
Yeah.
with us, they have a couple of little kids, and we convinced them to stay up, or got them out of the tent the next night to share it, because
Uh-huh.
they go to bed at 9 or so with their 2-year-old. And
yeah, it was pretty cool. And the Milky Way, of course, then eventually comes out, and the other thing that was
Cool.
really interesting was that the first night, not the second night, there was a highway of satellites. And
Mm.
Right.
I've seen satellites numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Never have I seen them in a row and cadenced in a direct path. So like every,
half a second. I mean, if you're looking straight up, every second there was one going over our head. It was crazy for a minute.
The big
Wow.
watching.
Well, our friend was talking about, I can't think of the name of the company. Let's call it Skynet. He's like, there's American, that's from a movie. Yep. There's a American company, and he said there's a British company. Other ones are trying to create internet assets all over the world, so you can be out there and just call up and do this Zoom call, and out in the middle of the woods.
Mm.
So and I think Elon Musk is behind one of them. He's a partner in that, trying to create this internet for all. But meanwhile, you're like, that's a lot of space junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen the IMAX movie called Space Junk. Which
No.
is-
no,
yeah, it's
the
astounding
thing.
how much junk is out there, and
Yeah.
and
I can
Yeah.
only,
the
I-
problems it's going to cause at some point,
yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
just getting too crowded up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
wonder if you were kind of in an orbit that, I don't know.
Well, you normally do see those, like when we've been out camping before, but they're kind of spread out. Like they go north to south, what I remember most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll see one, like you'll watch one go across the sky to the north, and then you can look to the south and you'll see another one.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But they're pretty spaced out, and it was just like rapid fire. It was like an expressway versus a rural road.
Yeah. It was Jetsons. Like
Yeah.
it literally
Wow.
was. What is like? What is happening? It's so busy up there. It's busier up there than it was on the roads that we were on. Out in the Ocho Coast. I was like, wow.
And they do have different flight patterns, but I know the north-south is one of them.
Right.
And then,
Right.
But there was nothing the next night. Like the next night at the same time.
they were out. Yeah, they were out there, but not that.
Not like that.
Not like that, huh?
So here's a tricky question for you.
Huh.
Dawn, you can't answer.
Okay.
How many moons does Jupiter have?
4.
So we saw 4. You can actually see 5 with binoculars.
Wow.
Galileo, I mean, the moons are named after that. I think he named 4. He named 4. Anyways, go ahead.
Very cool.
Any guesses?
Any guesses?
6.
9.
9 moons.
I was going to say 12, but
Like
More.
upper 60s.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know what the
Wow.
number. They keep finding them. It's like either 63 or 68. It's somewhere in I think mid to upper 60s now. It's crazy.
Wow.
79. I just Googled it. 79 known moons.
yes, you're always quick on the Google.
I didn't even see your eyes like move differently.
So even since I left, I thought it was like 68. They keep finding them.
That's just since last week. Give it a minute. We'll be at 80.
Just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see him though.
Yeah.
That it was so bright, like Jupiter's so bright in the sky
Mm.
to see that. But
And the views out there are astounding. The hike we did, the flowers were just incredible for this time of year. I was surprised. There was 2 different kinds of lupin all over. It was like just blanketed the forest. And we probably saw, a dozen different varieties of flowers.
more than we've
Easily.
ever seen on, I think,
In
on
one,
any
in
hike.
one hike. Of different kinds. And the volume was just it was weird.
At this late, and right, you think of July, you don't think to see that many flowers at this
Yeah.
point, but
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
low.
It was higher up, so that's part of it. But
So were you guys in the high desert then?
we were like 40 miles east of Prineville. So central high desert, yeah. If you know where Prineville is, Mary.
So pretty cold at night?
It was like mid 40s, so it felt cold because it was warm in the
It
day.
was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect sleeping
Yeah.
weather.
Hot during the day. I mean, it's pretty warm, but getting underneath the shade, it was fine, and it's just so beautiful. It's different, beautiful than the Cascades
Yeah.
for sure, and not too many. But Astrid, where did you go on your trip last week?
We went up to Washington State, north central Washington, kind of towards the Canadian border.
You were by
So we were
Winthrop.
in- Yeah, Winthrop, Washington. And
Okay.
then a couple of valleys over just north of the Colville Reservation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so beautiful mix of high desert and sort of alpine country.
yeah, that's
Really
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed.
But that's where the dams are, right?
No, that was further east. But Winthrop's the town we did the museum in. We did a museum tour in Winthrop, and I mean Winthrop has that old Western type look, the storefronts.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine it was kind of, when we did it in the fall, it wasn't very busy, but I'm assuming it was kind of touristy there, or no?
Yeah, they have a pretty healthy second homeowner economy, Seattle-based. Yeah.
But it's beautiful. I can see why people
Gorgeous.
make that a second home.
Yeah.
Did you guys camp up there? Or did you guys stay in a hotel?
We stayed with friends who have a historic ranch on where they have a cabin. So it was a nice, we could be socially distant in our own little family pod, but hang out on with them and go swimming. And then we spent another few days going further east to catch up with my stepdaughter, and that was at a campground at Lake Curlew, outside the gold town of Republic.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
we've
Yeah.
been through Republic.
It's a little bit wacky, that part of when you get to that part of the state. Very different.
In what way?
Well, yeah, so many ways. Like no masks, people with
Yeah.
big guns wearing orange all day, every day, because I guess you can always be hunting. It's
Oh,
just very
goodness.
different. Yeah. And they had a little racetrack. I kind of wanted to go, but Steve was like, we're not doing that. That's stupid. Where they had sort of home-built race cars that were being, driven.
Raced. Yeah.
It was fun.
Oh, and
So our one interaction with someone in Republic was about cougars. and he was just talking about they had cattle, and they would go out. The DNR was taking cougars from Seattle and just dumping them outside of Republic area.
Oh my.
He's like, there's so many of them that we don't feel safe. So maybe that's why they're walking around with guns. He was like going out checking on his cows, and he turned around and there was a cougar like stalking him. And normally they don't bother humans normally. Adult
No,
humans.
we saw a bear, so I believe it. I mean, you are definitely in a different part of the country where the wildlife is a bit more charismatic and a bit more megafauna than the humans.
That's cool. You saw a bear though.
Yeah, we thought so. We were in our car at the time, thankfully.
Although a lot of wildlife is coming out. Both my sister and brother, who at the time were in upstate New York, in different places, saw bears, and just recently, mama and 3 cubs and
Wow.
I don't know. My brother thought it was a male, but it was massive right underneath his window. Last year he had mama come up and eat the hummingbird feeder, not just the juice, but like crunch to this down right underneath his window. And he's like, what? He thought maybe one of his kids had, was playing a trick on him or something. And he kind of peeked out of the window, and she was right there, just like.
Oh man.
Yeah, just probably felt like bees stinging her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So Rosaline, why are you getting food deliveries so late? Rosaline's just back from a weekend trip as well.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Bristol, yeah. No,
No, she went to Bristol.
She went
last
on
time.
another one.
Yeah. No, it's the food deliveries are free after 10 p.m. So
Oh.
So just wait to eat it.
So you wait till 10 p.m. to eat dinner?
staying away from my food delivery.
Or maybe you get your food delivery tonight and then you eat it tomorrow night. You could do that.
Right.
No, I don't mean a meal delivery. I mean like a grocery deliveries.
Oh, grocery deliveries.
Grocery deliveries, yeah.
I
Online, like ordering online grocery.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your weekend, Rosaline?
It was lovely, but it was kind of scary because of the social distancing was like not a thing down on the seafront. Brighton is it's kind of a day tripping. It's a day trip from London, so and it was quite a nice day. So Friday there are a lot of bars down on the beachfront, and we were just going along the beachfront to get to a nice restaurant, and there were thousands of people there. And at one stage, like we were passing people and there were like no social distancing. So I just put my mask on. I was like the only person kind of going along. And the restaurant was quite strange because I've been to a restaurant a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and they've been really innovative the way they've, protected you and things they've done. Mm-hmm. But this restaurant, they were like, social distancing, and the waitress was coming up right into my face to tell me what the specials were. And there was like, no, I'm going to have to email them and go, guys, this is crazy. So we're just wondering if there's going to be a spike in Brighton in the next few weeks.
But can you get tested pretty easily, Rosaline?
No, nobody gets tested here. Like nobody gets tested.
Oh, really?
So few testing places.
Yeah,
and and testing is prioritized for key workers. So if you're like, no, I mean, I guess like if Ireland opens up tomorrow, if it allows in countries without quarantine, then I would have to possibly test and then test again 3 days later to show that I was coming into the country without.
Right.
But it hasn't.
It hasn't opened up yet. Ireland hasn't opened.
It was supposed to announce today what countries it would let in without quarantining, and it said it was going to delay. And even if it does, it looks like the UK will not be on that list. So Ireland's getting back for Brexit.
I was going to say exactly.
I tell you. So it's just like it's complete Schadenfreude or whatever, best desserts and justice and all that kind of thing. It's but it means I can't get home. But we just have to wait and see.
Oh shoot! Well, you could go home, but with a quarantine.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
I can't work from in my parents' business then.
Right.
So,
Right.
so, yeah.
Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. So now Janie and Dana are on vacation, so we will not have them for the rest of the week.